Hello, welcome to another episode of Playing Telephone. I'm Scarlett Sanchez.
I'm Dennis Kluba.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Why do I feel like I haven't seen you in so long, even though I see you all the time? How are
I
you?
think it was because we were texting so much, but we weren't able to see each other in person. Mm-hmm. So it for some reason, it made it feel like today when we caught up, it was like, oh my gosh, we haven't talked in person about this in 5 or 6 days. But we were in contact every day for 5 or 6 days.
I love that too, that you're like, we just couldn't see each other in person as if we live light years away.
States away.
It's just
3 doors down.
We're back to cross country.
Yeah.
Oh, that actually brings us back to our early podcast days. We used to do this all remote.
I know. People forget. It's a long time coming. We're over 2 years.
I know.
Haven't missed a week.
Haven't missed a week. Consistency, dedication.
Even when, and if you were here from the beginning, kudos, shout out, because that quality, whew, opinions were still good, but quality was poor.
And then you're like, I need to move to LA. Let's really up the game here.
Let's get this Midwest kid out in LA. But we're both from there anyway, so. You've just been here from the Midwest.
Oh, yeah.
You were just here for 8 years earlier.
Gosh.
You're like an Angelino.
I don't know.
Do you consider yourself that?
I think I do.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm not a true Angelino until I get the real ID and I
Do you have to get that
retire
soon?
my Missouri license.
Right.
My license doesn't retire until 2025.
Okay, we'll give it.
But I keep getting questioned.
By the state, by...
I was just in Vegas and they didn't believe that I was 21.
That's annoying. Yeah.
And I recently...
It's annoying. Sorry, what?
My mom's probably listening to this. I went to a dispensary.
Okay.
And they go, you've been flagged. And I said, flagged? What have I done?
Like you had to go through TSA to get you're flagged, pat them down.
And they said, and I go, I've been to this location multiple times. They're looking at my ID. No, I just don't buy this. I said, can't you look up my past history? And they said, yeah, we can see you've been here and you've been flagged. And I said, so the last time I was here, I got flagged, but you still let me buy and leave?
Yeah.
How does that work? And they said, sorry, this is all we can do. I said, can I speak to a manager? Manager goes, you got to go. The only reason you can come and shop here again or buy things here again is if you bring your passport. And then I got so annoyed that I was like, for the principal, I'm just never going to go back there again. But I was also like, they're just going to think I'm under 21. So I pulled up 10 minutes later with my passport. And they said, we're so sorry for the inconvenience.
That's kind of dope.
And I said, where's my free?
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Which location? Where were we at?
Right across the street from us.
Oh my gosh.
This place called Urba.
Yeah.
Blacklist them. No, I'm just kidding.
I've been there too. That's crazy.
But yeah, so I think at some point I need to graduate to a California ID since I've been staying here for a while.
I like that. It's a good ID. Not the worst thing in the
You're
world.
still Missouri, right?
Mm-hmm,
okay.
For sure. I've only been out here for so short amount of time yet, so I haven't really let go of the...
But it's been a year.
It's been a year. Has been a year. Time flies.
It really
People
does.
always though hear only a year. That's nothing.
It feels like nothing when, people live in places
for 10
for a
years,
long time,
yeah.
but still exciting.
It's not nothing. It's not nothing.
It's not nothing.
But speaking of, we got a lot of things to cover today. Things that were supposed to come back that now are not coming back, changing their mind. The Drew Barrymore show that's literally what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Her talk show. Everything's going on with the WGA, the SGA strikes right now. A week ago, Drew Barrymore was like,
I'm coming back.
We're going to do the show. We're going to come back. A week later, huge outcry, and we're going to pause reproduction, listen to people. What are you thinking? Walk me through your timeline of emotions on this.
Yeah. Well, the weird thing is, though, there was a little bit, before she jumped to actually pausing it, she sent out this apology video too, where she was kind of crying a little bit, and she was explaining that it's really hard decision for her to decide because it's a complex situation, which that I do give to her because she did though have WGA writers on her team, which no longer obviously can be on her team because of the strike that's going on right now.
Right.
WGA writers and SAG are fighting for fair wages, better work hours, also better residuals, and also kind of having a clear path of what's going to happen with AI becoming more prevalent too. Okay. So a lot of different things on the table for them in their negotiations. I've been going on for a couple months now. Yeah. And Drew Barrymore her take, I feel like from that video was that she felt like they'd gone through the pandemic. They were able to overcome that. And now she's saying like, this is a new obstacle and she's wanting to help the people that she can, who she can provide jobs to, but
meaning her team,
yeah. Yes.
As well, like crew, production, as well as writers.
Because of course there's other people that have jobs that aren't just writers, but at the same time, you're kind of going against this whole mission and this whole movement.
Yeah.
And it's really hard with these unions to actually have change, especially when the higher ups just naturally have more power. And this is the first time in decades that both these unions have come together to do this.
Yeah.
So the fact that, this is a huge deal. So to have somebody who does have such a strong image and such a strong reputation and can also take a stand too, is I think where a lot of her backlash was coming from, because Drew Barrymore is a face. I mean, we've known her Charlie's Angels from back in the day.
Child actress.
What, E.T.?
Yeah, exactly.
And,
yes, you're completely right.
So she's been around for so long. And also she does have this reputation of like, she does spread kindness. Like that's kind of her brand. Yeah. So to see that she's not standing with the WGA and the SAG workers, it was difficult, I think, for people to really swallow.
Yeah, I think I, like you, appreciated to a certain degree in her videos what felt like afterwards, after the fact, that she understood the like gravity of the situation and recognized, and I totally kind of saw it from her perspective as well. If I can help this amount of people, which are, I don't know how many people are on our crew, 100 people, have jobs, pay for their rent, pay for their kids' school, I'm going to do that, as opposed to, not in opposition to the strike, but I want to be able to help the people that I can help.
Yeah. And I think Drew got a lot of flack too, because she seemed kind of wishy-washy in all of this. And she kept putting out statements, but then almost retracting them, because she said she's coming back. She clearly saw the backlash. She did this apology video, said she was still going to come back though, but apologized. So everyone's like, just make a decision and decide to stand with WGA specifically, because she is SAG, but different hosts and talk shows have different rules for that too.
Well, that was what was interesting to me. Like you mentioned, her career in the industry, being so closely, a part of that part was interesting to me of, are you not also technically on strike? Yeah. Obviously, like you said, as now her new role of TV host, playing by, slightly different rules, but the amount of movies that she's done, we kind of talked about this before the podcast even started. It's like when you've come up from when it's very hard to get work and, residuals aren't what they used to be, she should know that. And so that was almost frustrating, I think, for me from the outside looking in, who's not in the industry. Like, you should know what it's like to be a struggling actor or actress. Don't you understand that this union or this strike is like so important to longer term change, like you mentioned? And
it does show the disconnect between once you make it to this certain level versus I don't want to call them little people, but the people who are just starting off,
2 jobs,
or who are writers and they're not the face of the Drew Barrymore show or the Jennifer Hudson show or the face of The Talk, which those shows ended up also pausing their production. The Talk was kind of late behind everything, and same with Jennifer Hudson, and then Bill Maher was kind of the last one to jump on the bandwagon of deciding to stand with the writers, because all of those were still going to continue production. As of now, the main person that I can think of is Sherry Shepherd is still going to continue her show, but she's never had, the difference between her and these shows is that she's never had WGA writers. Period. So it makes sense. She also comes from a comedy background. So she was saying, yes, I'm SAG, but I write everything my own and I give my opinions throughout the show. So that makes a little bit more sense to me. I think that she could make a huge stand though and just stop her show too. But I also am adding that on with Drew Barrymore's point of view, and that maybe she's helping other people who have the jobs at her show currently that aren't a part of WGA.
Completely. This is interesting, and one of many recently of celebrities that have given apology videos talking about retracting statements, making mistakes. We talked about it last episode on are things sincere? Are they genuine? You talked about being wishy-washy. I just feel like right now, I don't know who's advising individuals if they're speaking out on their own without talking to a PR manager or, you know, somebody that's adept in social media, you know, like how this is going to be perceived. But I feel like they are so, like, just everything is falling flat from all of these apologies. Is that not, that's wrong to say?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. We've seen Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher do their apology video for doing Danny Masterson support. Russell Brand was recently accused of rape, and he also came out with an apology video. And then we have Drew Barrymore, and she actually stated that she didn't have a PR team overlook this.
She did say that.
Mistake. But also, the PR teams, ditch your old form of apology videos because those aren't working for anyone.
No.
They're not working for me personally. I just feel like they're either not fully apologizing or it just feels like such a PR move that I don't find it genuine or sincere.
Yeah.
So
this was going to be my thing too. I was actually watching a different reaction to another apology video. And what I'm beginning to think might be the right move, I'm not in PR, clearly.
Let's hear it though.
Is
maybe we need a fresher perspective.
Don't say anything. It's literally, if whatever you did, and that's what I'm saying, if you're going to say something, statement, and no videos, the only one that I can cite with that, where this has kind of gone away a little bit, not that we won't forget, is Lizzo didn't make a video.
Yeah.
She had a statement out, but after that statement came out, we really aren't still talking about it, are we?
Wow, good point.
And if she would have done a video, I can almost guarantee people would have
ripped it apart.
I'm just saying, if it was just words, nobody cared. Like, the words are the PR statement. And it's like, okay, this was clearly drafted by a PR statement. We don't take much of that seriously. The minute that you get in front of a camera and try and be genuine, you've entered into an arena where people are going to scrutinize you instead of just being like, hey, I made my decision. Here's my PR statement.
Especially when these people are actors too. I don't know why I had in the back of my head, Drew Barrymore's an actress. Ashton's an actor. Yeah. Like, why would I
believe you?
Yeah, they can put on an act anytime they want. Granted, they're still real people. You obviously have genuine feelings, regardless of your profession. Yeah. But still, it made it a little bit, when I wasn't believing them, that's kind of what I leaned into. Lizzo doesn't have that background, but I think you're right. But I don't think silence is the best way.
Not saying anything.
Because when Lizzo even waited those couple of days, we're like, where is she? Why hasn't she said anything?
Yeah.
Maybe you wait for that kind of to go away. But I do think saying something to acknowledge if you do feel like you're wrong. But Ashton and Mila, they never apologized for one. Yeah. So they didn't want to apologize. So why? They also aren't typically the people that do videos like that are really very public anyways, unless they're doing their little Airbnb plugs. They love their little Airbnb videos. But other than that, that's the only time we really hear them talk, quote unquote, honestly. So yeah, that's a good point.
The other thing that I think I wanted to ask you was, did you think in Drew Barrymore's mind when she made that first announcement that the Drew Barrymore show is coming back, was there a thought in her mind that people, like, I think that she honestly thought people would be heart, yes, we've been waiting for this. This is great. Like, I think that she was like, people are going to love this.
Yeah. And I think she proved that too in her video because she goes, I had no idea that this would happen. Which, girl, you had no idea. There's a massive strike going on right now. You have to know that you're going to get some sort of media on this, press on this. But Drew Barrymore got the worst of it.
Yeah.
Got the worst backlash of it. And maybe rightfully so, because she's stopping, she's taking the stand, and we don't have to all have the same stance on this. But at the end of the day, she is helping a lot of people that need it. So.
Yeah. Well, I think too, like one of the big differences, like with social media in these videos right now is like before people would go on the Today Show or they'd go on Good Morning America or, you know, whatever. And that's how they would do these plugs. And it was just one show, 7 a.m., 8 a.m. hour, whatever. And that was the only way and there was no discourse. The only discourse was between you and me. And like, you couldn't comment to celebrities or to Good Morning America. Yeah. You just watched.
Yeah.
And now social media is like, people can react, people can dislike or like things. And like, I just think that a lot of people that have grown up in that different time, they think that like they're still in that age of, oh, like I'll just go and promote the show and people will be pumped about it. When in reality, like people are going to give their opinions now more than ever. And there's a very real chance that if you're not aware of the whole situation, people are going to shit on you.
Yeah. I mean, social media, technology is changing
Rapidly.
every day and rapidly, but the best people adjust to those trends and understand that they need to move with that.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll learn from this.
Maybe. Drew, I feel like, was totally taken back.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell maybe that she didn't have much of a PR team, which is...
What are you doing?
There's no way she doesn't. Come on. She's a talk show host, actress.
Well, and the hilariousness that I think a lot of them think is if I don't consult my PR team, I'm going to do myself a favor by saying that and seeming more genuine, which almost always backfires.
Did it not look like she was reading? Yeah. Ashton and
Clearly
Mila were reading.
prompted.
Well, Mila was reading. Ashton was like, don't look like we're reading a script over here.
You'd like kind of look away. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with the Drew Barrymore show. She's pulling the plug on that for right now. I hope that she kind of like and others learned a lesson on just like checking out the climate in the room before making these like decisions and making these statements.
100%. That's know your audience here.
Imagine like the boom mic guy though that was like, yeah, going back to work. And then and then the video got such backlash like, staying in kind of the talk show world a little bit, podcast though.
Sure.
You know what I mean.
Sure.
You know what I mean. This is a talk show podcast.
People who need to apologize is Travis Kelce for stealing Taylor Swift from all of us. Possibly.
Yes. We don't know. So Kristin Cavallari has a new podcast. Previously, she had done Back to the Beach, which was all about like rehashing a bunch of Laguna Beach and the Hills things, which was kind of like a 1-season, 2-season thing for Dear Media. But now she has her own show. Like
also Dear Media, though. Let's be honest. Yeah.
Let's be honest. Original. And her first guest, was it her first guest?
She's had other people.
Okay. It really only recently came out or like started. Either way. She has, I can't be the authority on all this. Travis Kelce was on and she was asking him questions about his crush, his love life.
Yes. The timing is
very good.
Yeah. Good for Kristin for bagging Travis as her guest for this week, because obviously rumors have been swirling that he's dating Taylor Swift. She approached it more as, what do you look for in your crushes? What's kind of the spark like? Are you apprehensive at all? And all those different things. Any red flags you might look for.
Right.
They kind of started talking about his old reality TV show, Catching
Kelce.
I feel like you're a fan of that show.
No.
Oh, okay.
His maturation has been great. Because that was when he was like new in the league.
How did he get that show? She called it the Bachelor version for Travis Kelce.
No, it was. It was like Flavor Flav, like Flavor of Love, like, but he was the main guy and he was just so unlikable as the main person. Cause he like was new in the league, was very cocky, but hadn't won anything yet.
I just feel like it's so random for him to get that show. But I mean, I guess he didn't find.
I'm sure it's on Peacock or something. We should just watch it.
I want to watch an episode, but he didn't find love there.
Of course you didn't. Wait.
Don't you know the highest success rates is meeting someone on a dating show? Specifically The Bachelor and Love Island.
Soulmate.
Don't forget that one.
My soulmate.
And Summer House.
You're my
Southern
mate.
Charm.
Stop.
Family Housewives.
Stop. Okay, so on this, she asked him questions about his romantic life and like what he looks for in a partner.
Yeah.
My question to you is, do you think that this was honestly filmed like recently, or do you think this was pre-filmed before we had seen this stuff with Taylor Swift?
No, I think it was filmed semi-recently, within the past week, max 2 weeks.
Pulled the smart move of, here's what I'm going to do. Call Travis Kelce right after all this stuff is breaking with Taylor Swift. It's hot right now. Get him on a little Zoom podcast.
I think we've graduated our lawyer cap here a little bit, and it's time for the PR cap.
PR cap. I love it.
PR cap. Because Kristin was ready. And I just really quick before we get into like his dating stuff, she was kind of shooting her shot here a little bit. I had such a big crush on you. So Jay Cutler.
I will say, yeah, if you didn't know, Kristin Cavallari was married to Jay Cutler for like 10 years. They had 3 kids together. And then they had like a very, I would say, it was kind of messy. It wasn't
the best divorce.
It wasn't a great divorce.
Not the worst we've seen, but not a great one.
Yeah, not a great divorce. And
there's many great divorces out there.
Yeah, there's mutual separations. We'll talk about those. But who is also, Jay Cutler was a quarterback in the NFL for like 15 years. Mm-hmm. So her dating or liking an NFL athlete type personality is not the craziest thing to believe.
No, not at all. But some of the questions she asked, one was like, how long does it take for you to know that maybe that's somebody potentially that you could date?
The one.
And I didn't want to say the one.
Okay.
As we've said, I'm a little cynical these days.
I know.
Because my heart has just been broken left and right.
So many celebrities.
From all these celebrity breakups, hectic schedules, and cheating. Mm-hmm. Anyways, though, she asked that. And she felt that she can kind of immediately know if there's any potential. Where his point of view was, it takes me a minute to kind of put those walls down and to really dive into a relationship. I have to get to know them better. Totally valid. Right. But he has, he can't just meet someone and then think, is it possible for tomorrow to be forever?
Wow. That's deep.
Oh, no, sorry. He said, forever is a day away.
Okay, poet.
But what do you think? Do you feel like you kind of there's like that initial attraction. How long does it take for you to know?
There has to be a spark right off the bat.
Of course.
I usually, as a hopeless romantic, can know if I see like a long-term thing, and then it's just, are they going to let me down throughout it?
Oh.
And the expectations are so high.
But kind of early then, you would say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like things can grow. Attraction can grow. Personality.
It's rare that
compatibility.
It's rare that somebody surprises me. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like nobody that comes around that I like initially had no spark with, and then I'm like, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think it's interesting that she was asking these questions off the back of him having such a public and like up and down roller coaster relationship with his 5-year girlfriend.
Yeah.
And like she was like at the Chiefs game. She was very like a known personality in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So it's interesting now that he's like, they're definitely split up, that he's so on the market again and so everywhere. He's a big personality, very successful. It makes sense. But it's also like, it's the same thing of as soon as these celebrities like break up, it's like people are like ready away. Like,
oh, I feel like when Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian broke up, it instantly was like, who's Pete going to date next? When Giselle and Tom Brady, Giselle and Pete Davidson are going to get together. Oh yeah. People are instantly ready to link you up with someone new.
Yeah.
Relax.
I don't know. Also, once again, I said this last week, Travis Kelce, how many podcasts are we going to do? What's going on with the season?
He's back.
He's back now? I didn't watch this weekend. Yeah.
He's back. And he played on Sunday.
Okay.
Against?
Who did the Chiefs play? I don't know.
Jaguars.
They did play the Jags.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Let's
go, baby.
Wow. Sports girl.
Sports girl. And it was so funny, though, because one of the announcers kept doing Taylor Swift references. He was like, oh, Travis Kelce got into that blank space. Oh, Travis Kelce is coming a little bit out of style, doing little Taylor Swift references. What? I thought that was so good.
No, that's so
good. And he posted it, too, on his social media, and Travis was like, you crushed it.
I feel like given all this, though, I don't think the Taylor Swift thing is that.
Are they dating or not?
No.
They're dating.
No, they're not.
They're dating.
Why do you think that?
I think they're dating.
You think that. You don't know that.
I know everything, first of all.
Why do you think that?
I think they are because it's a change of pace for Taylor. 1. 2, he's hot. Successful. I think it's good to get her a little bit out of her comfort zone, get away from the music industry, producers, DJs. Calvin Harris just got married. Got to move on to a football player. Maddie Healy. That was just a mistake from the beginning.
I think that Travis is capitalizing off of this PR hat off of this surge in his popularity.
Absolutely. Lean into it.
Anytime you're connected to dating Taylor Swift, I'll give you a PR
I
play.
need to date Taylor Swift.
Just do every podcast you can in that moment.
That's a little bit cringy to me. Why are you going with Kristin Cavallari's?
This is my
That's the part I don't like.
This is my cynicism. I think that he's too, if you almost know this, it's like when this goes all the way back to grade school, high school crush situations. If somebody is like, if you do too much publicity of like, oh, like, I don't know, like we might be all this different stuff. It's like, okay, why do you have to go on so many shows and do that? As opposed to just saying we are or we aren't, and like, just keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself. It'd be one thing if he was just doing his podcast with his bro.
Yes, totally agree.
That's your guys' thing. You guys do that. Don't go on other people's.
PR tour. You don't need to do a PR tour.
Which makes me think maybe they are dating, but are they a PR relationship? But I hate doing that because you do that to me all the time. And that's my little hope that I get to have, that maybe something is real.
If you're Taylor, if you were thinking about seeing each other, hanging out, quote unquote, hanging out, if I'm putting myself in her shoes, that would piss me off a little bit.
Run.
Who am I? I'm in Taylor's shoes. Am I running?
Taylor.
Okay, I'm Taylor.
Taylor.
Run.
Your question was, what would you do if you were Taylor? So therefore, Taylor.
So you're saying you think that they're dating, but you would tell her to get out of it?
It would be a low-key game changer seeing the Kristin thing.
Oh, that would have changed your mind.
It would change me a little bit, but we can talk about it. We can work through it. Don't use me for publicity. Don't give me that face.
I'm with you.
Okay.
I think that like I said, I think he's using the moment, and I think that he's making it bigger than it is when they're not.
But isn't Taylor also using her moment? Like, obviously she has endless publicity. Taylor could just sleep and she would have publicity. Okay. Right. So take that with a grain of salt, first of all.
Right.
But as we've said before, again and again, she's going out to these dinners. Also, she was just out to dinner with Barbie director Greta Gerwig
and Laura Dern.
Fabulous. Why wasn't she in the first Barbie? Anyways.
So actually a good point. So I should have been.
Well, there were so many cameos.
Yeah.
So anyways, I just think that she's more in the public eye. So she's okay with him kind of doing the little PR machine here too.
But Taylor never does interviews. She doesn't do this kind of cringe PR. She is seen where she wants to be seen and has this almost, and I get it. It's Taylor Swift, can do what she wants. She icon. She can just take photos, and we kind of get the vibe from her. Travis being not a star in his own right in the NFL, doing these like podcast tour is a little bit like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
I feel like she's like this level A-list. He's like A-list, but it's like, okay, you got to come up to my level to like. But also, I'm always on that level shit.
I believe, I know you love the levels. Stay out of my league. Yeah. There's only Dennis's league, all right? And Scarlett's. No, but with Maddie Healy, though, we saw them out so much. That felt more calculated. The fact that they're staying private in all of this, we haven't seen any photos of them together, even though he's allegedly been sneaking around with her. So that makes me feel like it could be a little bit more real.
I guess. I just think that the Maddie Healy thing was like...
She got so mad, remember, about those photos coming out of her at Soho House, but how'd they get there?
I don't know. Jury's out. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Really quick, though, before we move on for Travis Kelce, his things that are his red flags or whatever is somebody snobby, snooty, high maintenance, and he wants to find someone with kindness, just like his mama. I guess I didn't need to go back to this. Donna.
Looking in the wrong place. High maintenance? Taylor?
You think she's high maintenance?
Not low maintenance.
What's high maintenance to you?
Having 5 houses?
Oh my God. You're thinking monetary. High maintenance to me is like, I'm going to take 3 hours before we can go out to dinner because I have to do my makeup and it has to be perfect. And I need you to do.
You don't think that's her?
I don't think so.
Okay.
You don't think so? Yeah. What's your red flag?
Anytime that she gets photographed, you seen a bad photo of her recently?
No, I haven't seen a bad photo, but she goes for the more casual look. She can kind of go casual.
Not as of recently.
She was wearing jeans. No, I don't see her pulling.
I don't think
sweats.
I don't think she's low maintenance. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, that's fine.
And I don't think she's got that kindness like my mama. I think she's
kind.
I think she's kind. I don't think she's
Donna.
I don't think she's Donna. I don't think she's got that Nashville kind in her still. I think she kind of like, she's like different level.
Yes. I mean, obviously, Taylor Swift's always on a different level than everyone else.
Do you think Beyonce's high maintenance?
Yeah.
Are they on the same level?
Yeah.
Do you think Beyonce's kind? For sure.
Yeah.
Is she going to be making, like, she going to be like, hey, Travis, do you want some more mashed potatoes? No. You know what I mean? Like, nah.
Okay.
It's not going to be your mom.
Fine. But I think also Beyonce can be low maintenance too at the same time.
My red flags?
Oh, no. I feel.
No, I'm not even going to answer that. I can't even go into that.
What? You can't even go into that?
There's too many.
Oh, my God. You have to give me one.
There's the one that I always have. It's like, you got to be like willing to look like, if you're not, it's kind of high maintenance, but it's like, you got to be willing to like be embarrassed.
That's because you.
Like you can be able to like laugh at yourself.
Okay.
So I guess is the opposite is like people that like,
AKA you can shit on them and they can take it.
yeah, and they can give it back too.
Yeah.
Versus people that like, if I make a joke about them,
I'm just thinking about you.
or they embarrass themselves and they're like, oh my gosh, like I would never try that. Like I'm so bad. Like I'd be embarrassed. It's like, I'm like, who cares? Like,
yeah, have fun.
Yeah. Versus if like you're
you like a
yeah.
low maintenance girly then. No.
I don't think it's low maintenance or high maintenance. It's like you're willing to like try new things and be embarrassed.
Okay. That's fair.
And we can laugh about it if we fall and like, oh, we're both terrible at this. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I like that.
Okay, you get one red flag for you.
I don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
you are always posing me questions. I can't just have my one. I can't have my one.
Okay, this is your free pass.
And I have to do HBU.
This is your free pass. If you want to use it, you can.
What's my red flag?
Just one out of many.
I have so many red flags. I mean, instantly I think of like annoying pet peeves though. Chewing with your mouth open. Keep it closed.
Wow, okay.
Keep it closed.
You can train that.
I brought up one red flag last week. Being friends too much with your exes.
Yeah.
That's a red flag.
Okay. That's very specific.
That's super specific though.
Okay.
What is my red flag? I think it just don't give me the ick. I don't know.
Yeah. It's very specific to each individual.
Exactly. Okay.
Let's talk about moving on though. And these, we just talked about these breakups, red flags. Joe Manganiello, pretty good pronunciation first time. Recently, so he's going through the divorce with Sofía Vergara. We talked about this like a month ago when it kind of broke.
Yeah, July. Last month. Gosh, I'm so out of it on time.
But of course, he was seeing Caitlin O'Connor dating Caitlin O'Connor from Winning Time, which is on HBO. I don't really know a bunch of other stuff that she's been in, but Winning Time's
That's all you gotta know.
was a pretty popular show on HBO.
That's all you gotta know.
Do you want to know the most alarming, not the most alarming thing, but the thing that really threw me off in this story?
What, they were at Gold's Gym?
That part didn't. Interesting tidbit. But it was the way that they met was at HBO Winning Time Season 2 kind of premiere party.
And the after party.
In which they were in the hot tub.
I know, in a hot tub together.
I feel like hot tubs, that feels like something that was like almost like an old Hollywood thing. Like, I don't know. Like, does that feel like
hot tubs are old Hollywood?
I'm saying like at
I guess
a party.
I must be old Hollywood. I'm in hot tubs all the time.
At a party, you're like, hey, you're meeting somebody for the first time.
I can't even take this seriously.
We got some swim trunks. You just want to pop in? You know what I'm saying? That's insane.
That they got into a hot tub This take is so hard.
It's normal to go into a hot tub with people that you know you're going to go to a hot tub with. Or you're swimming.
What? What does that even mean?
Okay, we have a hot tub at our apartment complex, right? Yeah. If you invited people over and said, hey, do you want to, bring some swim trunks, we're going to jump in the pool, maybe go in the hot tub. Normal thing. You've probably known them for a long time.
Yeah.
Your friends. These people met at this party in probably a suit or something. And we're like, hot tub it?
It was at the EP's house, so maybe they all know the EP well. And the EP was like,
hey guys, bring your trunks.
Your clothes off.
That's what I'm saying. That seems like a weird, far removed thing from, I don't have parties and say, just in case, get your trunks out.
No, I guess. Anyways,
a premiere party for the new season.
It was the after party, though. We don't know what happens at these after parties. I would preferably not like to be in a bikini.
That's what you made me sound like I was insane.
Okay.
For an after party for a thing, be like, you know what? I think I'm good on hot tub tonight.
My favorite thing though is to make you feel a little insane.
Gosh, just gaslighting me. You're like, what? You don't get in hot tubs. I'm like, not on the first time I meet somebody at my boss's house.
I just feel like you're making it sound so scandalous when it's like
your boss is having a party. Hey, after party at mine, bring some trunks. Stop. That's essentially what this is.
No thanks, boss.
I'll come, but I think I'll just go jeans. Go get jeans tonight.
Okay. More than the hot tub was more like the timeline for me. Because
That's alarming too.
That was last month.
Yeah.
And they did list their date of separation in July. So did this tip him off? Or was he just recently single and then somebody caught his eye, therefore moving on very quickly from Sofía? Because him and Sofía just announced their split last month. He just filed for divorce last month. And now we're already seeing him with Caitlin O'Connor, one in this hot tub after their little premiere party for Winning Time. And then we also see them at Gold's Gym. They're obviously casually dating here. Put the label on that you want to put it on.
Yeah.
But
hooking up, dating, seeing.
This is a quick move on. So is this back to our usual cheating, or did he find someone very quickly and this is the rebound?
What I'm learning more and more with all of these cheatings, divorces, separations, especially in the divorced category, or the long-term relationships, it feels so much more like, at least for one person, I don't know, is that it's been over for much longer than when they filed or when, the breaking point.
Okay.
That's what I think. And I'm not saying that I'm learning that now.
Just want to say, even if your foot is one
foot out the door,
that doesn't mean you can do other things with other people.
You can't put your other thing out the door.
Just keep just the foot out the door.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. But I'm saying emotionally, Joe could have been out of it.
Okay.
And that he was emotionally now 2 months or 1 month afterwards already ready to move on, as opposed to the person that it's typically blindsided by that. They're not moving on within the next, because emotionally they're not ready.
Yeah.
I would think.
I get what you're saying. And he's the one who filed for divorce. So maybe his foot was way out the door.
Could
but
be.
Also, I always think about that when you're the person that files, what'd that other person do?
Joe, Sophie, Sitch.
So what did Sofía do to you? Yeah. But
differing lifestyles, hectic schedules.
She's doing America's Got Talent. He's doing Caitlin, and they're divorcing after 7 years together. So good on them.
The one thing I will say too that I almost forgot about, and correct me if I'm wrong on this. After the, when it was kind of breaking that they were divorcing, did Joe not throw some jabs about, I think really recently after that, Sofía was kind of was she partying for her 51st or something like that birthday?
I feel like maybe, yeah.
She was partying, but I think Joe threw some subtle jabs about after they had kind of separated that it was Sofía likes to, they have different lifestyles, right? Where he doesn't drink and she does.
this is sounding, I don't know if all of these divorces are just all coming together.
Yeah.
This is more Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas having different lifestyles. She's party girl, he's homebody. But yes, because Joe is sober for the past years and years and years. He's been sober though before they were even married.
Yeah.
So to me, that whole little theory that he didn't like that she was drinking seems a little bit more off base to me, only because if you're sober going into a relationship, you should know at least. I mean, I don't know though. We find out things about our partners years down the line. I'm so glad you guys have that conversation. Anyway, so I think the bigger thing was kids. I think one of them would have kids and the other person didn't.
Oh, is that a scoop?
Scoop. Take it as you want. Take it as you will.
Take it however you want.
Okay.
Yeah, I just remember lightly that afterwards it felt like she was going out right away. Not seen with anybody, but going out, celebrating her birthday.
On vacation. Catch a break. Give her a break.
I'm on Sophia's side.
Oh, we're picking sides now.
I'm on Sophia's side that she went out and then he was a little...
I'm on Joe's side. Go find someone younger, get in the hot tub, and move on.
You don't mean anything.
And never be friends with Sophia ever again.
Oh my...
Because you can't be friends with your exes. Scene. And that about wraps up our podcast.
Dagger. Oh my gosh.
Oh, please.
Get in that hot tub. Yeah, I'm always in hot tubs at after parties with my bosses. What's wrong with that? Freak.
You said
Scarlett always has a swimsuit. She's like, oh, hot tub?
All you need is your birthday suit.
Oh my God. Okay. Moving on from Joe and his new romance.
And hot tubs, apparently.
And hot tubs. Recently, okay, so outside of Joe, moving on from Joe and Kaylin O'Connor. Saint. Yeah. Over this weekend, right? Saint West or Saint Kardashian? What do we call that?
West.
Saint West.
What? Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I want to continue the gaslighting.
Saint West.
Kardashian-West.
They were going. It almost looked like a movie theater.
They went to go get some burgers. They were going to a restaurant after his basketball game.
Yes, of course. And the paparazzi were taking photos, snapping pics
Always.
of Kim, the kids, etc.
They've got to be used to this by now.
You would think. But Saint flicked off the paparazzi.
Yeah, as I would.
Would you?
No, I wouldn't. I'd be like, hey, what's up? He's 7, though.
Yeah.
So young.
Yeah.
What was the age that you learned about the middle finger? I remember distinctly learning about the middle finger.
I don't know. Like 11 maybe?
I was in pre-primary, so what is that, preschool?
Oh my God.
Very young.
Very young. You had older siblings.
No, it was a friend.
First name?
Brittany. And she was like, did you know that if you put up this finger right here, it's actually really bad? And I said, wait, what? I was so innocent, my 4-year-old self. That's really young, though.
Well, that
to know
shows
what the
you.
middle finger is. So 7, they're obviously exposed to a lot.
I think
they have
LA
paparazzi all the time.
LA 7-year-olds.
Yeah, and he's not the youngest, so or oldest.
But all the headlines read that like Kim scolded Saint for doing this. If you watch the video, like not really.
Not really.
No.
But do you think she noticed?
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think she noticed that he was flipping off the camera. And if he did though, she's like, stop it, Saint.
Yeah. Unbelievable impersonation of Kim. Stop it, Saint.
But I mean, kids
are going to be kids.
I hate that phrase. I knew you were going to say that.
Kids will be kids.
Kids will be kids.
I give him a pass.
It's pretty young though to be flipping off cameras, but I feel like whenever you learn something new, you kind of do it more. It's like, oh, you just learned the F word. You're going to say the F word. You just learned what flipping off means. Maybe we'll flip off. He just is much younger than I realized when I saw the videos and everything. I thought he was a little bit older, maybe North's age, because North is known kind of to give paparazzi a little bit of trouble. Obviously, their dad, Kanye, is known to give the paparazzi a lot of trouble, throwing phones, pulling a Bad Bunny, as some do, but yeah.
I thought that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking North is putting, because North is very, like you said,
she's
not
hilarious.
for the paparazzi.
She's a character.
I think that she is putting this in saying said like nobody cares about them.
The thing is, they've been in the limelight for so long. This is second nature to them. Dealing with the paparazzi, that's just whatever. This is what I did today.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Which is wild to me.
I think it's just a funny thing. I doubt that Kim really did anything.
Yeah,
was too worried about it.
Did he need to get grounded for this? Would you ground your kid for flipping off? We won't say the paparazzi, but if they flipped off someone taking a photo.
Fun fact, I got a detention in high school for flicking off a librarian.
Why would you do that?
I had like pulled an all-nighter to finish this AP US history paper, and she just kept saying, like, you have to be quiet, and like was just badgering me. And I'm like trying to get this paper printed out for like fourth period. And I'm like, just give me a break.
Yeah.
Turns her back, hit her with that. And then a maintenance man tattled on me.
So you got caught? You went to detention for this?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You deserved it.
I don't think I should. I would go back and I regret it.
So maybe you'll retract that. Do you want to do an apology video for it? You could do an apology video.
Hey, I don't even remember the librarian's name.
Dear librarian.
She had a name.
Dear librarian.
So I guess, yeah, I would maybe be like, hey, you can't do that. Kind of the same way. I'm just
thinking about like how much of like menaces you guys all were in fifth grade?
Yeah.
You guys would tell us lies all the time, that there was TVs in your guys' bathroom. You guys had a whole decked out bathroom. We're like, why don't we get that?
None of it was true.
None of it was true.
No.
And we would all try and figure it out. Peek in.
Oh, so good.
Good times. Anyways.
Oh, boy. One of my favorite stories of the day.
Okay.
Maren Morris announced that she's leaving country music, whatever that means. She just announced that basically over the past years, trying to do and like address some of the maybe like darker side was kind of the quote unquote darker side of country music in the industry, that she just can't get over it, and she's leaving the industry.
I think good for her. You should stick to what you want to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is coming off the back of Jason Aldean's very controversial video, Try This in a Small Town.
Yeah.
She's had beef that backs, I mean, for a while, I think for a few months, with Brittany Aldean, Jason's husband, with a lot of transphobic comments. She's had been very outspoken about her views. So I think the fact that like sometimes country can definitely go against her views is what she's having issues with. She's separating from Columbia and Nashville and is going to more of a broader representation with Columbia Records.
Yeah.
So I think that she doesn't like a lot of the, I'm going to call them a little bit stereotypical only because I do love country music, but it can be difficult. So I think it's good that she's making a change that she needs to.
Yeah, I think she's doing what she wants to do.
Yeah. And my only thing is I listen to her songs and they still feel very country. So I don't know if she means leaving country as in the country industry
genre,
or if she literally means I don't think she means I'm changing my sound. Because, you know, when Taylor Swift left country, she came out with a new sound almost, it felt like. And then Maren Morris just dropped her new EP called The Bridge, which has 2 new songs, The Tree and Get the Hell Out of Here. And Get the Hell Out of Here is her referencing Get the Hell Out of Country.
It's interesting.
But what were you going to say?
Like you said, I was going to reiterate what you had mentioned with her songs still sound country. It almost is like she needs to change her sound or a different genre to really live up to that leaving country music. If you still stay in that genre, I almost feel like you're going to have to, like you said, continue to interact with those people, whether they're executives, whether they're artists, songwriters, etc. And I'm just interested for like her future. Like, does she go to the Country Music Awards?
Yeah.
Do you know, like a lot of your fans, where do they see you? You know, is that, are you at country music festivals? Do you do Stagecoach? Do you do, it's just an interesting thing because so much of her catalog is, in that genre.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that she won't have fans that are diehards that will come. She definitely will. She's a very talented artist. But when you quote unquote leave country music, it almost feels like you alienate a group of people that maybe were there for you from the beginning that don't share some of the views that, like you are trying to fight, but they feel bad because they do like country music. Mm-hmm. So you're kind of like grouping a lot of people together.
Yeah.
And that can hurt people that, really do have the same views as you, but you've decided to kind of like, oh, I'm done with you.
I think that's my only problem with her shift. I think if you want to take a change, whatever, with your sound, sure, absolutely. But politically and just with your views, definitely go with what you feel.
Yeah.
But I do think that her just grouping in a complete group, an entire genre, and saying that this is the population because you have an issue with Jason Aldean, because you have an issue with Brittany Aldean, and I'm sure a lot of other higher execs. I'm sure Nashville gets toxic, and there's a lot of different elements that we don't know that's coming behind her shift and her change that she wants to do. I just think that she can be vocal in her views, as she has been, though.
Yeah.
So I've always appreciated her being very outspoken. The whole leaving country, I feel a little bit, maybe it's because I just like country music though, and I don't think that you have to associate your taste in music to how you believe because of how I believe personally. Yeah. So for me, that's a little bit tough, but if that's what she feels like will make the change, then I stand behind her on that.
I agree with you. I think she could have done it and not group together a whole industry and group of people. I think that'll leave a bad taste in people's mouths. Mm-hmm. But I also think she's a talented artist and will be able to go out and do her own thing. It just will definitely leave people remember when you say something like, I'm leaving country music. Mm-hmm. They're not going to take that super lightly either. So,
and maybe that's what she needed though, to have us talking about this,
clean break.
Clean break, to have us talking about the issues that she wants to talk about. So
we'll see what ends up happening. She's obviously had hits within pop music before, like with The Middle and features on different, like crossover genres. So
I forgot that she's The Middle.
Yeah. So, I mean, she's definitely capable of it. I'm just interested in what that looks like going forward. Because right now, a lot of this seems very country still. Mm-hmm. So,
which that's why I thought maybe she is just shifting away from the whole
Nashville
idea of country.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what she does next.
In music news, though, NSYNC recently got together in those Grammys that we talked about last week, or Grammys, Video Music Awards for MTV last week.
It was the first time they were really on stage. I feel like the last time we saw them all together was in 2013. That they took the VMA stage too. They've done other little things together here and here. But this is the first time that we really saw them all together, which was making everybody think, is there going to be a new album? Are they going to do something like Taylor Swift with an Eras tour? Everybody wants every single artist to do an Eras tour, which I honestly am a fan of. But anyways, NSYNC was back together. They have this new song coming out. It's called Better Place. It's a part of the Trolls movie, which Justin Timberlake is starring in. Would this be the place where I have my new comeback song? No, but they're back together again. And I think people are very excited about it.
I just think that this is very typical music business. Justin Timberlake, solo act, was so big for so long, kind of, maybe towards the end of his, really big career, says, hey, we should get the band back together. All four of the other members, they're not doing anything. Mm-hmm. They're going to get more money in their pocket by doing a tour, doing different things. I'm not saying that I think it's a good thing, but also it's definitely like, okay, when you do these types of reunions, it feels very like we're old now.
Just be excited for them.
Like when One Direction gets back together, that will be Harry and all of them saying, oh, like, we're not doing our solo thing anymore.
When people do things like this, at the end of the day, what does it come back to? Relevancy and money. So that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what you can say for everything, though. I mean, I think that people are still excited to see them together. And I think in their little videos they've been doing, they seem excited to be back together, too. Yeah. And maybe they are going through little lulls in their career, and it's time to have a
reunion.
A reunion. Okay. But no, I get what you're saying.
I shouldn't paint it so poor.
No, but I'm cynical. Everything's a money grab, and everyone's breaking up. So
you're right. But this is a get back together.
Yeah, be happy.
That's what I'm saying. Let's just be happy. I definitely don't think they'll be doing Coachella or
so
Super
new
Bowl.
rumors is that they might be the new Super Bowl artist. Last year was obviously Rihanna.
Before that, Eminem, the whole LA thing with Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick, Mary J. Blige. And then obviously before that was the big one that everyone had a huge opinion on. The Weeknd. I thought it was great. Everybody was like, that was terrible. Very good. And then before that was Shakira, Jennifer Lopez, Bad Bunny. Kind of interesting that 2020 wave was so ahead of like Latino, Latinx music, because I feel like that's much more mainstream now.
I know all of them are dropping new music right now.
Yeah. If they do the Super Bowl, that will be a big
I think it will be, but I don't want it.
That'd be such a fall off from Rihanna.
That's what I'm thinking. NSYNC, cool, but I'm not from that era, so I'm sure. Am I? You're looking at me?
There was a little bit more of our older siblings.
Okay.
When they were prime, like early 2000s. Canadian Tuxedo, him dating Britney.
It would be kind of cool though if they do a whole boy band era and they kind of have Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Jonas Brothers, One Direction. That would be kind of cool. A whole boy band theme for the Super Bowl.
But question, you're right. I gave them. I was just kind of shitting on NSYNC there for a second. Why do Joe Bros get a pass?
On what?
Are they just? I kind of am okay with their coming back together. It's because they're brothers.
I guess because they're brothers.
They're brothers, and they're not as old, maybe.
I mean, they're in their 30s.
Yeah, but they're not in syncs in like 40s.
40s, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I was just saying. I felt like.
Oh, you don't like boy bands?
No, I do.
Do you like girl bands?
I like.
I'm just kidding.
All bands. God. Today, Scarlett's been like trying to put me in a box. But it's more like. I felt like I gave NSYNC the short end of the stick when Jonas Brothers is doing the exact same thing right now.
Yeah, they totally, I almost said reunionized, but they
got
reunited.
Back together and reunited. Yeah, so.
And my feed is so full of Jonas Brothers lately, and it's only because of obviously Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner's breakup, but.
PR move.
They got me feeling the Joe Bros a little bit.
Oh, I'm feeling them.
Okay.
I just think that NSYNC is a little bit of it'd be a tough play.
I can't. I don't want no Backstreet Boys. Bye. I just don't want to go back to it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Would you, if Britney came back?
Don't even.
Era's Britney Super Bowl.
Duh.
Would be insane. That's the move that they should do.
Britney Spears will never perform again. So let me kill your dream. But will Taylor Swift ever, though? She's constantly said no to Super Bowl.
No.
But would she do Coachella?
No.
I don't think so either.
She won't do any. She's low maintenance. Won't do the Super Bowl. Won't do Coachella.
AKA high maintenance. As high as they get.
She's like, I'm too good for that.
You can't be too good for the Super Bowl if Rihanna did it.
I mean, that's fighting words. So why isn't Taylor doing it?
She announced her pregnancy there.
Why isn't
she killed it there?
I agree with you.
I've never had so much happiness there.
I agree with you. She was great, but I'm saying, then why won't Taylor do it?
Well, Taylor,
she can't control it. She doesn't control the ticket sales. She's not controlling the money.
Money grab. Not enough money, probably.
Low maintenance.
But I think I could see her doing Coachella.
For what? For why?
She doesn't need to.
No.
She is driving the economy right now. Barbie and Taylor Swift's Eras Tour are like some of the top moneymakers of the year.
And Beyonce.
And Beyonce.
Beyonce.
All right. I think that about wraps it up.
I think that does wrap it up before we have any more technical AV problems. Make sure to follow us on social media, Instagram, Plain Telephone, TikTok, Plain Telephone, and then full episodes on YouTube. I think that pretty much wraps it up, though.
That wraps it up. Thanks for listening.
Bye.